Considering the long legs, I think camel made out of slime might be a bit difficult.
You didn't let me down. That was a wonderful start to the stream. I set it up, and you knocked it out of the park. Right, yes, hi.
And Christy has said, please don't say camel slime, so that means I have to say it again so that I can read the chat read it out loud.
Hi. Hi. Welcome to the stream. The stream where we draw camel slimes. Exclusively for 2 hours. And you can't stop us. To the tune of Adrian von Ziegler. Which I will now put on in the background. Always at the wrong volume, annoyingly. Yes, it's Project Via. We're back. We're still here. It's week 12. Yes, we've been doing it that long. No, I haven't organised anything yet. Let's hop on over to the doodles. There we go. Christy says hi. What, hello? Specifically. There is also a cat in a slime having a wonderful time. Just lounging around. And this, which is supposed to be a cat plant, but is now a seal. Yeah. We're here. Chibi apparently will be a little bit late, but we'll hopefully be here. Yeah. And we're back to talk about flora and fauna, and flora and fungi, and whatever other made-up wizard nonsense there is. Adrian von Ziegler never has a good volume. The music's nice, but it's always either too loud or too quiet.
Well, I mean, it doesn't help that he puts many different musical tracks into the larger collections. And
I know,
they're
yeah.
mixed differently.
Yeah. As somebody who has made albums and released them in the past, getting different songs to sound like they belong together is hard. So yeah, just making and releasing individual tracks and then compiling them, there's going to be issues. So tiny. Yeah. We're here. And we've got stuff. I guess we could talk about the things that have been shared in the Discord. Some stuff.
Yeah, Lewis had a neat idea.
Yes, Lewis has some cool stuff. So last time we got flora and fauna, so random life that exists around the world that isn't necessarily an enemy or an ally. Might be an ally, might be an enemy. And various people had some various ideas. And Lewis had Chibi's cave, I believe, the cave network, the glowing caves. And had an idea for something called soul moss, which I will now read. In actual fact, a variant of lichen. The pale grey plant matter is scattered amongst the most walked areas due to the species' tendency to self-desiccate upon maturity and the leftover seed pods sticking to the soles of shoes. This conservation of water within seed pods ensures the new life has enough to survive and aids in the stickiness of the seed pod's surface. Unwitting walkers who step upon the adult lichen end up picking up these seed pods under their boots and carrying them until they fall off. A side effect of this rapidly growing plant is the appearance of footsteps recreated in lichen. As more explorers walk the way, the grey footsteps overlap until a pathway is visible. Some say it's actually the remnants of the dead walking the caves and leaving ashen footprints behind them. Those who wish to stay safe should stick by the paths coated in the stuff, the paths walked by more and more. Those looking for new ground to tread and explore have to look where the stuff isn't. Whether you believe your soul's carrying this stuff... I was mixing up the idea of souls and souls. Whether you believe it's your souls carrying this stuff where you go, or the souls of the departed patrolling, the souls, it's present in the most typical caves, in all of the most typical caves. This is what happens when I don't read. In rare cases where wanted individuals have passed through soul moss and moved through to new ground, savvy trackers have been able to locate their quarry by observing the recently grown footprints left behind their tracks. So it's a kind of cool idea. little sort of foot plant.
Well, and also it works sort of well because so in some games you've got like it's very obvious where you can and cannot walk. And then in other games it's like, right, just go wherever, we don't care. So like in Breath of the Wild, you can climb anything, literally anything. So like there's the only thing stopping you is the amount of stamina you have. But then you've got like your Gods of War where you can climb things, but since the the point of the game is the action fighting and not parkour, there's like specific areas where you can climb. So there's like specific rocks that have got like pattern on it. And that's the things that you climb up. So having things that mark you need to go this way if you want to get to the next area, or this is where you go to get most easily to the next area, sort of makes sense.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I also like the idea of if the game has, illusory walls or something like that, that you just see a lot of this stuff going up to a wall and then stopping. And that'll be your cue to go, ooh, that's not a wall. That's a wall mimic, or whatever. Or alternatively, if you are tasked with finding somebody who's got lost in the caves and you see footprints leading up to a wall, maybe there's been a rock slide or something and they're trapped behind it and you have to work out how to rescue them. But there's things you can do. It's a cool idea. I like. Angry demon dog wants food. That's a mini game. Yeah, so that's cool. We also have Chib did a render of something that they drew on the previous stream. Look at that. Looking real good. Some lovely shading, nice patterning on the chainmail and metal colours. Again, Chib too powerful. Did you know that Chibi is available for commissions? They are. Check their Twitter. Yes, so this is the hermit crab that lives in the Golden City. So I will read the description there. Obsessed with everything new, shiny, and beautiful, a lot of armor in the Golden City gets discarded for something better and more befitting of somebody's status. Whatever doesn't get picked up by any second-rate citizens gets inhabited by these little critters, who turn discarded gloves, boots, helmets into their comfy little homes. Just like the residents of the Golden City, they all discard their homes once it gets too damaged, and they find something that fits better. However, much unlike the residents of the Golden City, these critters work together to find the best fit for each of them. Yeah, they're a sort of little society that's like, oh, you're big and my glove is too big. We can swap.
Yeah, that's cool. That's actually a thing like actual hermit crabs do. So they have to get a new shell every time. Well, new home. Usually it's a shell. Every time they get bigger. And what'll happen is you'll get like these conga lines of hermit crabs, where basically the one at the head of the line is the biggest, and they grab a thing and toss their old home back, and the one behind them grabs it and tosses their old home back, and puts in the new home, and it's just down the line.
Yeah.
Tossing the thing that doesn't fit anymore to the thing that's a little bit smaller than them.
It's a bit like, donating your old clothes to a second-hand charity shop, only it's your old house.
Your house clothes. They wear their house.
I guess it is also their clothes. Imagine wearing a caravan. That's what I'm getting at. Yeah. So that's cool. Any other ideas that we have floating around? I mean, I literally have an idea floating around here because I got the Abyss. A lot of things floating around in the Abyss.
Yeah, you designed some of those neat-looking sea creatures.
Yes. I always try and think of like either what's special about the environment that I have that would create a unique thing, or what's special about the environment that we have that would require new gameplay changes. And so this is the latter, which I'm sort of currently doing. This is I don't know what you call it. It's the thing. And the Abyss is big. It's very, very big. It goes down quite a long way. And there's it's been described as having lots and lots and lots of sort of villages and towns and things embedded in walls of various depths, and the deeper you go, the more antisocial the people are, etc., etc. Some cool ideas. However, this is a game, and you have to travel. And I was trying to think, how would you actually travel around this place? Going deeper and deeper and longer distances between things, and so on and so forth. And I decided that you would go by frog. By which I mean...
But you don't think they just have bubble vents going all the way down that you can float next to and hope you don't get attacked by sharks?
No, that would be... Somebody should make a game like that. That would be really good. Be a lot of fun. But no, I thought, what if a big old frog with a translucent throat that you just hop in, and they take you around. They're oh, there's a chip.
Hi. I hear frog. I hear
Yes.
frog. Tell me more.
Chris has designed a frog water taxi.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You hop in its mouth. Its throat goes, and as frog throats do, it's translucent, so you can see out of it. It's got a big old light in there, so you can see what's going on. And they take you from place to place in the Abyss.
Yeah, that's so cool.
I can't think of a pun involving fast travel and frogs.
My brain immediately just went frogs travel, and that's all.
Yeah, that's about as far as my brain got as well. But
that's nothing, right? So,
how's the jib? Is the jib good?
Chip is a good, yes.
Yay. That's good.
That's the end of that conversation.
Yeah. So we've just talked about Lewis's soul moss or whatever. What is it called? Soul moss? Yeah, soul moss. Which was a neat idea. And your hermit crab friends, which were very good. Very, very nice little rendering here
Yeah.
by professional artist ChibiNetherlands. Commissions available now.
Stop promoting my commissions more than your own.
Shush. I inexplicably have too many at the moment. Everyone's decided to commission me at once, which is great because they're all different. But I'm up for it. I'm excited to do all of them, but it's like, oh my god!
Oops, all commissions.
Oops. Yeah, I've also given it like seaweed for just his head is covered in seaweed. Because why not? I'm talking about the frog, not the commissions.
Oh, it wasn't bad.
I mean, you could have been commissioned something that needs to have a bunch of seaweed in it, on it.
I don't. I mean, I haven't looked through the full list of things Dark wants me to draw, so maybe. Dark usually gives me a list. It's very ordered, very, very structured in his commission. Look at them.
That is a loaf.
That is a loaf. True loaf.
True loaf. A whole bread.
That's thoroughbred wholemeal cat. That one. Tiger loaf? Sort of works.
It's like a big sourdough.
That's a good name for a cat. Sourdough.
Sourdough?
Yeah.
I feel like just about anything is a good name.
Yeah.
Although it partially depends on the cat.
I mean, I think generally food names are good for cats. Name your
So
cat
cats
after food.
apparently have a thing with yeast, so, you know.
What, like they were going out? Or?
Yes. They're in a committed relationship, Chris. How did
Okay.
you not know that? You have a cat.
Look, I don't poke my nose into Kiki's business.
My brain almost messed up because I wanted to say you are a cat owner and you have a cat at the same time. So I was about to say you have a cat owner.
I have a cat owner.
Yeah.
Locked in the basement. It's fine, don't worry about it.
I won't.
Which is funny because we don't have a basement. Oh god, they can't breathe.
They're underground.
It's in the basement. Holds up shovel. Winks.
That got dark fast.
That's why I changed the phrase to it's rather than they. I was like, we can move away from this whole abducting people thing, right?
I mean, unless you want to gain a reputation as, like, a murderer.
They're still alive. I haven't done anything wrong. They're still alive. You can hear the screams.
Oh. What button did I push?
What with who?
I pushed a button on accident and suddenly it flipped. The canvas flipped.
I don't know.
I don't know what button I pushed.
Oh, H.
I don't
Oh, that's annoying.
think my finger was anywhere near H, but I mean, it might have been.
Yeah, good flip. What zoomed in? Yep.
Yeah, make everything dance.
So, for instance. That's your scheduled cat dance for the day.
It honestly looks like something I'd expect to see in a little short from a kid's cartoon. Just a very fat dancing cat.
And over here we have a wasp with lumps on it.
My favorite things. Wasps and lumps all over things. Oh, even better.
Blood bee.
Blood and bees.
Blood bee.
Cool.
It's a blood bee.
Little blood lumps.
Oh yes, Christy had limbo.
Oh.
Which helps explain things, but also blood bee is just a horrifying sentence.
It is.
It's not even a sentence. It's just two
concept.
words. They just take the blood from the flowers. The red elixir, which I'm assuming is in flowers. Um,
The floor soup.
Floor soup, yes.
now flora soup. And then they. Does this imply the existence of like a blood hive
It does, doesn't it?
and blood honey?
Bloody.
I mean, the blood honey might
Just
just be
about
the
to
floor
say.
soup.
Might be, yeah. That might be what it is.
We figured it out. There's a blood honey.
It's not soup.
Obviously.
It's honey.
It's
That-
honey.
That makes it so much better.
I'm not just imagining, like, you've been drinking, like, in your inventory, it's been, like, floor soup or ground soup or dirt soup or whatever we call it, like, the entire time in your inventory it's been listed as, or in your appendix, or, you know, whatever, where you check for the names. And then after you've gone to the abyss, the name changes to just honey.
Yeah, not blood honey, just honey.
Just honey. It's clearly very normal honey that you just drink.
Hmm. So yeah, now that you've said that, the viscosity issue is beginning to rise. Hi, Kiro. Welcome to Blood
mean,
Honey.
There's a
Hitman Blood
couple
Honey.
of stages in the honey making process, and during part of it, it is sort of more liquidy. So
Yeah, but this is like, it's just normal honey, you know, that you drink like soup.
that comes out of the ground, and the mafia is using to fuel engines.
Yeah,
Perfectly normal honey.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
like normal honey. I mean, listen, in Raft, honey is used for biofuel.
Yeah.
So it all makes sense in my brain.
True.
What is
But it does
blood
mean that
honey?
in Raft your engines run on sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seems fair.
Yeah.
What is blood honey if not fuel for the mafia?
I mean, I'd be more concerned if they were, like, eating the blood honey, to be fair.
Like the player character.
Yeah. It's a... Yeah.
Oh, and that just adds some more, because, so natural gas usually has a sweet smell, but that's not because natural gas itself smells sweet, that's because of an additive, so that people are more aware when there's a gas leak.
I wouldn't describe it as sweet. Unless they put in a different additive in America. I don't know.
I mean, it sort of depends on the nose, but it definitely, the point is it naturally doesn't smell like much of anything to a normal human nose. And we have to stick something in it so that normal human noses can tell when there's a gas leak.
I guess it's not the worst idea in the world to make it sweet. The human body's probably quite good at smelling sweet things, because it's useful. There be energy. Only in this case, it's the wrong kind of energy.
Or is it another gaseous thing that has an additive that ends up making it sweet? Either way, the point is...
I know they do add a smell to natural gas, I know that, but...
And
I don't
people
know,
do
just-
huff gasoline, for whatever reason. Don't know why. Not gonna do it myself. That seems like a dumb idea.
A little bit.
Also, right now, fairly expensive.
Yeah, that's the problem. The main issue is cost. Gosh, I really would rather keep up my heroin addiction, but boy, the bills this month. My accountant has told me maybe lay off. It was that or buy cheaper butter, and I mean...
For some reason, just the idea of, like, discussing your, like, heavy drug, addiction with your accountant, and then
Yeah.
deciding, like, nah, too expensive, I cannot keep this up.
Look, they deal with my fiscal matters.
I mean, that is one of the things that they legitimately put in time to don't smoke anti-smoking ads that they have over here sometimes, is the fact that it's really expensive. So I guess at least someone out there thinks that that's a sound logic for deciding to stop doing addictive substances.
I mean,
Even
it is,
if
like,
that
a
still
reason
doesn't
why
make
you
any
should
sense.
stop, it's just the idea of, like,
Yeah, your first port of call.
that's why you should stop. Like,
Yeah.
not for any of the other numerous reasons. It's because your accountant says so.
Yeah. I gave up my addiction for fiscal reasons.
Because obviously it's just that easy.
Yeah.
I'm 50 days sober, and look at all this money I've got. Then you just start throwing money around the AA room. Is there a drug version of that? DA? I don't know. Do you have AA in other countries?
I don't know what you're referring to.
The Alcoholics Anonymous.
Alcoholics Anonymous, and yeah, I think we
Mm.
do, partially because, if I remember correctly, it's run by a religious group.
Oh.
I don't know what our equivalent is.
It's the weird thing about Alcoholics Anonymous is it's a group thing where people get together and support each other to get off alcohol. But the weird thing about it is, like, the thing it's kind of known for, the kind of cliche of it, is standing up in front of the group, introducing yourself, and then saying how long you've been sober. So, hello, my name is Jim Bob, and I've been sober for 34 days or whatever. Which kind of goes against the anonymous bit.
Yeah.
So the first thing you do is introduce yourself.
I mean, you could always lie.
Yeah, true. Do they do, like, ID checks? Hello, my name is Charlemagne.
Hello, I'm nobody.
Hello, I was
Nobody
never
has
here.
joined the Alcoholics Anonymous group.
Yeah, I don't know if we have, like, an Alcoholics Anonymous, but, just in general, support systems, we have those. I tried to look it up and then immediately found, like, 5 different sites that were like, do you need help? Which
Oh, that's nice. I've known people who have been to AA and it has helped them, so it's always good to people to have help to change their life how they want it.
yeah.
We have a newbie in the chat,
Oh, hello.
and we also have a Kiro in the chat.
Okay. Question. This might not be a newbie in the chat. Hill Dragon followed the other day.
Oh.
But it's a name I do recognize, possibly from YouTube.
Oh.
This may be. I don't know if this is true. Apologies for putting you on the spot if this isn't you. But yeah, there used to be somebody who commented on my YouTube videos long before I started doing anything that anyone else paid attention to. Called I think it was called Hill Dragon, and that just sparked a thing in my brain. It's like, again, this is going to be really weird if it's not you, and I apologize. To answer your question, though, Project Via, we are coming up with ideas for and creating not we're not making it, but we're coming up with ideas for a world of a sort of action adventure game in the style of something like Zelda or Dark Souls or what have you. And everybody has a zone. They've got their own zone in this world. And we're randomly generating who gets what zone each week and what the prompts are and all that sort of stuff. And we're just coming up with fun ideas. That is you. Ah, my memory is good. Hello. Yeah, you used to leave nice messages on my old videos. I remember people being nice.
A fan.
Yeah. Like I said, this is the old channel. This is back when I used to do like sketches and stuff. Old fan. Yeah, hi. Welcome. Yeah, we just designed it. We'll come up with ideas. In fact, if I do this. Ah, there you go. There's a link to a little gallery with a bunch of doodles that people have made, which I haven't updated for a couple of weeks. Yeah, and we're just coming up with ideas for a fun, weird fantasy world. I currently have the deep sea area of the abyss, and this is we're doing flora and fauna this week. And yeah, this is my idea for like fast travel, just a big frog that carries you around in its throat. Yeah. Ooh. This is these are hermit crabs that live in discarded pieces of armor. Chibi's design. This one's got a helmet.
Yeah.
See, now the question is though, are the hermit crabs just sort of there as set pieces, or can you interact with them and steal their house?
You can steal their house, but it will make you a fucking dick.
I mean, fair.
They will be very upset with you. But you can, and you will have an old discarded piece of armor, so I don't even know if it's worth it.
Yeah, it's lower tier than anything else. Maybe like they're really friendly when you first get there and they sort of scuttle around. You're like, oh, what's this? And as soon as you like hurt one or take its thing, they all start running away from you and they never go close to you again.
Yeah, probably.
Just to make you feel bad, you know?
Just to make you feel like an asshole.
Like with crows, you're mean to one and then everyone knows.
Yeah, exactly.
And Kiro put an idea.
Oh, right, yes.
That she was working on in the
plotline for the floating city.
Account.
Medicinal plants for the various factions. Ooh, nice. And poisonous ones.
So, sounds like it's maybe something sort of similar to the herb system you've got in your Resident Evils.
Ah, right.
We have so
It's
many
like
different systems going on. It's kind of hilarious.
Like I say, it's a good thing we're not actually making this game,
Yeah.
because boy howdy.
Like, the UI for this game would be absolutely atrocious.
Oh no, the menus, no.
There's so many of them.
I mean, it'll just be like those RPGs where there are many items that do sort of overlapping things. So it's like, here are all the health items. Instead of just having one type of health items.
Nah, it'll be worse than that.
I mean, it will be worse than that because it's not just, healing. Like, I get what you mean, but, like, if it was just, like, only that, like, Resident Evil type system of you can make these different things, that'd be fine. But on top of everything else we have already been establishing that's going on.
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
I'm done eating and Doggo is hopefully done begging.
Oh.
Very vocal begging.
Never said your ideas. Your ideas are good, Kira. How dare
Yeah,
you?
these are good. We're just happy we don't have to like make this
Yeah.
game, which has been true for the past. How many weeks has it been?
We're on week 12.
Eh.
This has certainly been true since whenever Ragdoll said wizard nonsense. Uh, immediately it becomes impossible to program at that point.
Yeah. I'm thinking of the floating city and the warring factions. Kept thinking of guerrilla warfare.
Yeah.
Yee.
I thought when you said that, I thought immediately that like the healing plant and the poison plant would look quite similar,
Ooh, interesting.
and I don't quite know what to do with that.
Terrifying. That's all.
Just terrifying. That's
It just is.
Yep, better get really good at identifying stuff like that, or you are just dead. Like, cause and I can never remember what the other thing is, because I usually just avoid touching them regardless, because I'm not good at identifying them. But there is a type of ivy in the United States that is set up. Its leaf pattern is fairly similar to poison ivy, but it's not nearly as abrasive and poisonous and oil covered as poison ivy is.
oh, so does it like disguise itself to be poison? Well, as it were, it doesn't choose. It didn't go. Today
I
I'm going
don't
to look
know
like
if
poison.
it's like, well, yeah, I can't remember what it's called, because again, I usually if I just see ivy around, it's like, we're not touching that.
Then it's done its job.
Yeah, there's like a slight difference in the leaf clusters. And one of them, if you touch it, you're fine, and the other one, you touch it, you're itching. Just for days.
Huh. It's just making me think of those snakes that have sort of evolutionarily found it rather useful to look an awful lot like a venomous snake so that things stay away from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got coral snakes and I can't remember the name of the other one.
This is something I learned from Metal Gear Solid 3. Because in Metal Gear Solid 3, you can catch and eat wildlife.
Oh.
It's called Snake Eater.
Oh no, hermit crab.
Hermit crab. Oh no! Oh no! What have you done? The one on the right's just going, it sucks to be you, John.
Aw, who could do such a thing?
You wish you had the harmless one in your yard. Oh no, Kiro.
RPG player characters are sort of notorious for doing things where you just kind of like, hey, that's an asshole move.
Yeah.
It
Link
should
has
make
spent-
you want to reload your save and not do that.
Yeah. However, these are temporal crabs, which means that they know what happens in the multiverse.
No.
So if you're rude in one save file, they'll remember it.
Now I see we're going Undertale here.
I was thinking that I don't remember the mole from Animal Crossing.
Rossetti?
Yeah, I was gonna say it reminds me of spaghetti.
Reminds me of spaghetti.
Spaghetti the mole.
That's how I remember things.
That was Rossetti's original name when they were just throwing ideas around.
Spaghetti or reminds you of spaghetti. The full title.
Snake gets called a cannibal if you decide to eat a snake. That makes sense. So in our draw through, would it be noodles? I think
Can't eat noodles.
So
think
someone
there
calls
are-
him a cannibal for eating ramen.
I think you do actually get rations of like noodles or ramen or something like that in the game. So
Oh no!
Oh yeah. I must slap this hand. Slap.
Oh no!
look at the awful proportions on this knight. I don't know what species this knight is, but they ain't human.
I don't know if I like or hate the Uvula lamp.
Wait, no, hang on. Refraction. The light of the throat is like a glass sphere, so everything is distorted. That's why the proportions.
Yeah,
That's-
definitely. That's what's happening here.
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
You are a doctor. That is
You are a
technically
doctor.
true. I don't know if you're a doctor in frogs, but you know. Close enough, I guess.
Frog Doctor is a good title.
It is.
I mean, one of my coworkers apparently is very well known as a bat expert, so we all just kind of call him the Batman.
Yay!
You work with Batman?
He is a biologist, and his expertise is in bats. And he's
I'm
fairly
thinking of
well
that
known
baby.
in bat expertise circles. So,
That's
yeah,
expertise.
yeah, that's his. Yeah.
Bat spurties? What?
Yes. Something wrong with saying that, Chris?
Several things.
Rude.
Wow, okay, I didn't know you were a doctor in bats now as well.
Yes.
You can't be both a doctor in bats and in frogs.
I didn't say I was both.
Well, then your
I'm-
drawing isn't right anymore.
I'm working on coup rules,
What?
where at any given time I can claim to have one job. So I am the ambassador, and the Duke, and Batman.
Are those jobs?
I got really
I mean,
confused.
ambassador is a job.
Yeah, not sure about Duke.
Duke is a title. I guess you can be sort of hired to be a duke.
I got so confused because I was like, cool. I forgot that was the name of a game, and I just in general forgot what a coup was.
You're just thinking of
It is a
pigeons.
word.
But my problem was mostly that when you said it, my brain like switched Dutch for a second, and like, it's not how you spell that word, but it is kind of how you say it, and it's the Dutch word for cow. I was like, you're
Yeah,
claiming what?
this
You're
is
going by cow rules?
going by cow rules.
I declare moo.
Look, I've worked with enough people in rural areas who work with cows to know that cows do not have rules.
Someone needs to give the crab the hat back. Yes, this crab will. They will fight you. They will fight the hand that thieves. Backed up by a cat. Oh god.
I
Sudden-
hit the fill bucket instead of the eraser again.
Blood Bee looks like they've had better days.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm assuming that's what they're supposed to look like.
I assume so too.
See, I don't know if people were here when we talked about the blood bee. Blood bee it lives in limbo where all the weird bud stuff happens, and collects blood pollen. It's difficult. We don't really know the ins and outs of this, but they make blood honey. We know that.
They make blood honey. That's all you
they-
need to know, really.
They make blood honey. Thought there was a fungi bee. No, it's a hema bee, I guess. Blood scares you. Don't worry, it's soup. Hemobiben.
It's also ground soup. Don't worry.
Hemoglobi. That works. Hemoglobi.
Okay.
Or just be lud. Both work. Oh, hello. Bee scares you, but you're curious about the honey. The honey is the red floor soup that we were talking about before. Hang on, I did the drawing a while ago that I'm not pleased with, but it's alright. It's this stuff. There. Which you collect, you drink it, increases your maximum health, and only halfway through the game does it explain that it's blood / honey. It's a weird situation.
Yeah.
And it's harvested from these. Poppies, which I rendered in the same afternoon. And that one is a better picture. So there we go. I drew those two pictures in the same day, and Christy has managed to actually combine them with the blood bee. Also a fish. When did the fish get?
Just now.
What else have we got?
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Honey has a slight copper taste, yes. Metallic honey. I'm eagerly awaiting to see what the shape turns into.
I don't know. Someone help me. I think it's turned into a very strange cow.
It's a
Look, oh, I see.
Sorry about it.
I see. You're playing by cow rules now.
Put in the accent.
just
Oh,
give it a little tail.
yeah.
This world's this world's equivalent of a cow. I also like how your area for this was the Golden City, so these are just roaming around the Golden City.
It might also just be wizard nonsense.
Possibly, yeah. True.
That's even a bit more apt. I mean, look at this. Nobody in the Golden City wants this. Just saying.
I forgot we all got wizard nonsense, didn't we?
Yeah.
This is the tower. I was sure you were just going to name this thing Norman.
No, it's just a normal cow.
Just a normal cow, perfectly ordinary cow.
Perfectly
I'm just
ordinary cow.
imagining that it's like the trunk part of it, like the torso, is the size of like an actual cow. but with how its legs are, it just sort of scuttles around instead of...
Very upsetting to think about it.
Okay. I have an upsetting idea. Let's draw it.
Always draw an upsetting idea.
let's see.
I feel like it needs more. So your legs need to go a little bit backwards.
God, with the leg situation it has, it'd also be easier for it to get around than a normal cow would. Because normal cows, don't... So, okay.
This normal cow is a predator for sure, I'm just saying.
Here's... So if you ever go to like an area where it's like, okay, we keep cows in this field and we want to keep them in the field and from going out of the field. So you've got like fence, obviously, but for the most part, the thing that stops the cows from going through the fences is the barbed wire, because the cows will put their noses against it and go, no, I don't like that. But whenever you've got like a gate and you need to like leave the gate open, the thing that they use to keep the cows from going through the gate is by digging a hole and then putting bars across that hole.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why that works is because cows have little hooves, and so they can't like step on top of the rounded thing on the rounded bars because their hooves aren't going to work as a good platform on that. And if they try to step through the bars, they're probably going to break their legs, so they just don't go over it. Except this gentleman has wide enough feet that that's not going to stop him.
You cannot stop this cow.
You cannot stop this perfectly ordinary cow. It has 4 stomach, 1 for each of you. Yes, thank you for that.
I'm just imagining one of these walking around in a wizard's lair, just bowling a china shopping it, breaking all the things, climbing up the walls. How does it climb up the walls? Don't know. Don't ask.
Don't look.
Ask. So, I imagine it's the case where, like, the wizards made this. They also do not want this. This is...
But nobody will own up to having made it.
No, absolutely not. Nobody will ever take accountability for this. I just love the implications. Yeah, it's a predator, and it just looks like this, a tube. Tube with 4 legs.
I mean, most things are a tube with 4 legs.
Yeah, but
just
no.
They don't always have a face that looks quite like that.
I like the idea that
usually the face is separate from the tube, at least.
I like the idea that when it opens its mouth, it moves just like any other cow, but it sounds a lot further away than it is.
Oh no.
So it's just got like a reverb on it for some reason, no one knows why. It's like right next to you, but it sounds like it's in a different town, just being very, very loud.
Anyway, that's my contribution for wizard nonsense. A very ordinary, normal cow.
Very ordinary, normal cow.
God, and it probably has some mechanics that makes it semi-useful to have around the tower and interact with it. Oh God, now I'm reminded of in Ocarina of Time, I think you can play music for the cows and they'll talk to you and then give you milk.
What? The cows
You know
talk to
how
you?
cows work.
Yeah. I'm a cowologist.
Yeah, so Epona's song serves two purposes. One, Epona's song will summon Epona. But two, if you play Epona's song for a cow, the cow will thank you. Apparently they enjoy your music, and then they will fill up an empty bottle with milk.
Thank you for following. Was that Kyle Blaine? Was it? Thank you. It's very kind. Right, cool. Okay. Cows. Interesting.
Can this be a steed?
I guess.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna be the one to tell it can't.
Yeah.
Aw. It so wants to.
It wants to be your
Like
steed.
you say anything to that face. How big is this? Like, what scale are we talking about?
I mean, apparently it's big enough to ride.
Okay, cool.
So, you know, at least our world cow sized, I imagine. So bigger than you think.
Liberal use of the word at least.
At least.
Those poor things under those hoofs.
What's the size of a cow?
I mean, it
How
partially
big is
depends on
cow?
the breed of cow,
Like half a ton or something?
but usually a person standing will come up to about the back of a cow.
Yeah. Like,
But
you come up to the
also
back of a
cows
cow-
don't usually have like squat
Sure,
bendy
probably.
legs.
Oh, okay, right. So what you're saying is we haven't seen this thing stand up yet.
It's like those cars that like lower themselves down a little bit so that you can get out of them and then raise back up when they're moving. Except it's a cow.
just put a little stick man next to it. The cow's face is just awful, awfully big. Just
So much
could
more.
swallow you whole. That's just if we go like our world cow size, then it's something like that. That's upsetting.
I think it's partially a combination of the like bent legs that look like they're built for like skittering, and the
Yep.
fact that the head is like there's no neck.
You
Yeah.
don't want a cow to skitter, really, do you?
No. You sure don't.
Troubled
Like,
out
this
farm
person
this
is in
afternoon.
danger.
Daisy went off and skittered again.
I mean, calves running around playing is kind of scary.
Yeah, this is a calf, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Its
I keep
horns
taking
haven't
things
grown in
for
yet. That's how you know it's a calf.
Many thanks to Hilldragon for informing you that I'm here on Twitch. Hello! You showed me your disappointment video years ago, and you've watched it many times since. Really? I hate that video. But thank you for watching. It lived up to its name, in my opinion, but I'm glad you liked it. God, this is pre-crispy lore.
There. Now it's a normal calf.
Fish potion. Christy,
Normal calf.
is the implication here that you can drink a potion and turn into a fish?
Yeah, but only
Oh, I haven't been
get
up
a
there
fish
for.
head.
Oh.
That seems like the least advantageous fish
Yeah, what's
potion ever.
Exactly, wizard nonsense.
what's the benefit here? What is there one?
It's
Purely-
a stupidly expensive potion that you expect will do wonders, and it just does that.
No, it just does that. It was
It
expensive
gives
because it
you
used.
gills.
Yeah, I mean, I
Presumably.
guess if it's like a gillyweed type thing where you gain gills from it, it could be a thing that you could use
Which-
to travel around in the ocean. But it also might just be a thing where it's like, right, you could either pay for a potion from the wizards to get a thing that helps you breathe in the water but not move in the water, or you could just take the frog bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking like it gives you gills, but it doesn't change any of the rest of your body, so you can't really process anything that the gills do.
It's stupid either way.
It only changes your head, you know?
Yeah.
Doesn't
That-
change the way your respiratory system works.
Oof. That's kind of awful.
Yeah, I
It will kill you.
I know you can still breathe. You know, fish have mouths. You still have lungs. That system still works.
Oh, I
Just
see
don't try and
what
go
makes the
underwater.
cow bigger.
What? Oh god. Don't talk to me or my son ever again.
Should it have horns? Just to make it.
According to whom should it have horns?
According to the cow.
Right, okay, because according to
Okay.
everybody else, no.
My question is horns or pincers?
Pincers?
Pincers.
Oh no. Glad you kept it up for all those who do enjoy. I'm glad you enjoy. I do have. I guess I should probably. I don't have a command for this. Probably be handy. I do have another channel. Where I've been making mostly drawing and/or stream highlight videos. I should probably link that. Let's link that.
Okay, pincers how?
Mm.
I don't know how clitoris is gonna be.
Boom. There's my other channel. The last two videos were me doing a randomly generated tarot set with animals. Other highlights include Googology, which is something.
Something indeed.
What's my? I guess Googology is the video that has like the most views, as well as a bunch of highlight stuff. Yeah, some fun things. Haven't done. I was gonna do one for 16 symbols, not 16 symbols. Project V. Too many names of things. Yeah. Anyway, I tried to think of something for wizard nonsense. The first thing that came to my mind was doors. So I've decided to make the creatures that the doors are made of. So there's the handle spider, the frame snake, and the door,
Floppy door.
which is they just sort of float around.
I was thinking if you were building something, but no, it's 3 separate things.
Yeah, no, 3 different entities. You
will
stick
go-
them together, you make a door.
Yeah.
So you kill things to make doors.
At no point do you have to kill it. If you kill it, it stops being a magical door. It just becomes a normal door. Boring. This is a
I
wizard
like
door
the
we're talking
implication
about.
here that there's like some sort of symbiosis going on with the wizards and these things that they use to make doors with.
Yeah, they probably have some as pets.
Oh. Just calling my door to get over here. Big
Yeah.
newspaper.
I like to keep the handle in my pocket.
Time to move locations. All right, time to get the wake up door. Time to move.
There's a bit of idea of scale.
Aww. It was mad for just a second.
What? Oh god,
The
pincers.
Big cow.
It's pincers. Oh god, now it's sending something from Elden Ring.
I mean, is it?
Anything from Elden Ring happy though?
Briefly. There are some characters who are happy briefly.
Oh, I wanna wipe this body. Gonna conquer the world together. With this mighty steed.
With
You know, I'm
this
just
mighty
imagining
cow.
one
The
of
problem
these
I-
being in the riding one of these into the forest area and running into a barrier boar, and the two of them just charging into each other.
I do have. I don't want to call this a problem. I want to call this an opportunity.
Okay.
That saddle is the size of the human,
Yes.
which implies that something bigger is riding it.
Yes, what's your point?
That was it. It was just the observation.
Okay.
The observation has consequences, but I don't know what they are. So
Maybe it's just a really fat wizard.
Oh, it acts
Maybe.
like a taxi. It takes passengers.
oh, Doggo's upset.
Yeah. He remembered there was food once.
Once upon a time.
As soon as you... Sorry, as I do have to say it, this is not a serious suggestion, but as soon as you said something bigger rides it, my immediate thought went to, yes, that's Steve.
Death rides in. the 4 cowmen of the apocalypse.
Yes. This game would be amazing.
I think we've killed Chip.
A really weird version of Ghost Riders in the Sky. No, actually, now that I've said that, I don't know if any of you even know what that is.
Yeah, but yeah, rides in on a pale cow.
That was... Just imagining, because I've seen like some depictions of like Death as the Horseman, and just like, they always do like the dramatic shot and like the voiceover with like Death rides in on the pale horse and everything, and just like the pale cow with red eyes and just seeing Death ride in.
I mean, sure. I have no objections to this. I do feel like I have to put that on my list of things to draw now. Death riding that cow.
Poor cow.
Well, there goes any sort of So, I mean, besides Mr. Tubbs, just sort of
I was going to
existing-
say, we've already got Mr. Tubbs.
This one doesn't live in the abyss. Or
Yeah,
in
but Mr.
the
Tubbs also
limbo.
spends part of its time as a horrifying guardian of the depth. And then this is just...
and this cow doesn't even have to transform to do that.
Just imagining, like, just before you go into limbo, you see, like, this little stable, and it's just this, like, grazing there. Just, we're not even crazy, because we've established it's a predator, just eating.
It eats the bees.
Like, that's what you see just before you enter limbo. What do you do?
I was going to say that's the last thing you see before you die.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's a predator, yeah.
Yeah, true. It's the last thing you see before you die in a number of different ways, physically and metaphorically. They are also the ferryman. The
Very.
Okay. Well, nonsense aside, we're a little over an hour in. Do we want to spin the wheels?
yes, yes. Let's do that. Let's get a new prompt. Studio mode, wheels. Why am I telling you what I'm doing? This is OBS, whatever. Oh, wheels! Look at them. Have I tested this yet? So we have now had it so that everybody has received every zone.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically, it should now reset itself, so any zone is possible. But I'm not sure I've tested that, so this might crash. But we'll see. Yeah, anywho. Let's go. Tom.
Debugging, live on stream.
It didn't crash, not yet anyway. Da-da-da-da-da-da! Characters! We haven't done characters for a bit. Now that we've fleshed out the world a little bit, why not? Lewis has the viaduct. Kiro gets caves. Kiro, you can make some cool cave characters. We haven't really done much sort of cave character stuff, have we?
Yeah, I think the only character we have so far is we've established that there is a mailroom manned by a single lizard.
Yes.
I mean, we do have the awful archaeologist I made.
Yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
right.
awful archaeologist. Forgot about that.
Don't forget about him.
Don't. Probably
we
want
rather
to,
would.
but don't. Yeah.
You wish.
Oops has a floating city. Everybody gets the harbour, which is good because that's where all the characters are. I have wizard nonsense, so expect a weird wizard again. The one who makes the doors, I guess. Chibi gets the abyss, so you can start fleshing out this big underwater world of various villages, and there's a lot of stuff there. Dark gets the golden city. Christy, you have the forest, so you can the forest people. We haven't even drawn any of the villages that live around the forest and all that sort of stuff. Ragdoll gets limbo. Not sure. Somebody the cow handler. I don't know.
I mean, I guess I can work more on what the heck is going on with life and death.
True, yes. Yeah, you don't have to invent a new character. You can just take a character we already have and flesh them out a bit. Come up with new ideas. Draw them doing stupid things. And come up with actual story. You know, the plot of the game. Oh yeah, I was actually going to use this stream as like, hey, I'm gonna actually start drawing this story like a draw through, and then I got carried away drawing bits of door.
Bits of door.
Bits of door. So yeah, I think that actually means we've done all the characters on the wheel until we've done everything on the wheel. So it's your last chance for a while to do characters.
I mean, There's nothing saying you can't still do characters.
Oh yeah, these are just prompts. Ignore the prompt if you want. I'm not going to stop you. In fact, I'll probably actively encourage it sometimes, particularly when we get characters 4 weeks in a row. Bloody random generators, honestly. We still haven't got like puzzles or MacGuffins or items or...
Did we get items?
No, we got weapons.
We got
Oh,
items.
no, we did get. Yeah, we did get
once.
items. Yes.
We've gotten items once, and we've gotten weapons once.
Yeah, item once, weapons once. Locations, I think we had once. Flora and fauna quests we had once. We haven't had puzzles. We haven't had MacGuffins. Lore? I think we might have had lore.
Yeah, did we?
Yeah, we did get items. Yeah, of course we got items. I earlier in the stream showed you the items I drew for that. Anyway, back to the thing. And back here we are. Oh no!
Yeah, I
Dog
think if
wants-
we do something
dog
like
wants-
this again, there probably needs to be something in there to make it less random, to make it feel more random, as it were.
Yeah.
Because you
mean,
remember
if we
to
d-
do that for the places.
If we
and
do
then
something
didn't
like
do
this
that
again,
for the prompts.
yeah. I thought there was enough stuff on the wheel that it would be unlikely to happen. You know. What you gonna do? I added the same thing. It actually has the same system in place. The problem is that some of these things have multiple positions on the wheel. So like characters take up 4 more slots than like puzzles do. So we've just happened to land on all 4 of those spots. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, here's a dog who wants a fish potion.
Yay.
Doggo wants to turn into the fish dog.
Fish mermaid.
I cannot think of a pun. Hello there.
I mean, could call it a dogfish, I guess.
Yeah, dogfish.
Well, if you want to be concise about it and clever and coming up with answers that work, you could, I suppose.
If you really wanna.
Who's this happy jellyfish friend?
A happy jellyfish friend. I don't know.
That is a good answer. No further questions.
Good. Because I don't have further answers.
Okay. Let's shrink some of this down to make room.
What's the body made out of?
Jellyfish stuff.
That's for the 3D modeler to worry about.
I don't know. I'm just looking at jellyfish and they kind of have that stuff going on.
I think
That
that's an
stuff.
accurate description of the jellyfish.
Jellyfish,
Stuff going on.
aka that stuff.
Yeah, they just have some stuff going on. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I can tell you what it's not. It's not a brain.
No?
It's also not tax returns. Discarded tires. Or falafel.
See, I went
Sorry,
for an answer that made it more obvious how horrifying they are. You went for an answer that was just nonsense. and silly.
I went for the facetious response. Because I am an arse.
Could they be made of trash-like tires, though?
Ooh, like the creatures in the sea made of pollution.
Mhm.
That's an interesting idea. I would have been it was nice if I would have thought of that when I had the prompt of making animals in the sea.
Just do it.
No, I'm
Just
drawing
stop
I'm drawing a wizard trying to lasso a door.
We'll do it after.
How can I make this clever and not just a wizard lassoing a door?
I mean, it's a good sentence as it is.
Yeah, I don't see a problem here.
Yes, I just want the design. I'm assuming that I'm trying to design the wizard that like puts the doors together, so it catches all of the bits, and then puts them together, and then the door is made. So what would you need for that?
I like the implication that these are now just wild animals and not something that the wizards made, or
Oh, no,
the
no.
wizards did make them, and then they later became wild animals, like with dingoes and whatnot. Where it's like, well, this started out as just some animals that were more or less tame, and then things went feral, and then they went wild.
Is there a dog rodeo at like the bad part of the harbor with illegal gambling and stuff?
Possibly. My brain is like seconds away from a pun at any given time, but that the amount of seconds doesn't change as time goes on. Yeah, I know it's not how time works.
It's just running on an exponential probability function. The mean amount of time it takes to get done is the same, regardless of how much time it's taken.
That's any Windows up.
It's asymptotic. Okay, so that on. Is that going to read? Maybe, maybe not. This sort of fits with what we were talking about. Was it yesterday's stream? We're talking about Ennio Morricone?
What?
No, that was on Chib's stream, wasn't it?
What?
Yes,
Ring
Chibi's
the
stream. We
bell.
were talking about Ennio Morricone and how he defined the sound of cowboy films.
Oh. Bad guy, yeah.
Anyway, I'm making a cowboy wizard.
Good.
So I'm trying to make like a cowboy hat that's a wizard hat. It's quite tricky.
I mean,
cowboy
Yeah.
hats are already pretty hard to draw.
If you can draw a Pringle,
I can't.
I can't help you then.
Pretty chili fishies.
It's a very low resolution. I'll have to do a better drawing.
Yeah. Just some jellyfish friends.
Jellyfish friends. Let's have a look at other people. Oh, hello, more.
It's like it's dancing.
It is kind of.
I mean that as a compliment. It's like dancing in the water, all ethereal and stuff. Boogie.
See, and the fun thing is, with the wizard, if they are indeed a cowboy, you have something easy to cover them with. You could put a big poncho on them.
Smart.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Trying to work out how to do. I guess the poncho works. It's kind of like a wizard robe.
It's a short robe.
Or a shrobe, as we say in the business.
And depending on the fold, you can also use that to discover anything else. Because,
I've got to look
like
up
what
a
you see
poncho.
in the movies, a lot of cowboys were black and Hispanic. And sometimes both.
Yeah.
Can I get a picture of an actual poncho and not what bloody Debenhams thinks a poncho should be?
I heard what Debbie thinks a poncho should be.
I did realise as I was saying that people probably don't know what Debenhams is.
Ah.
Debenhams is like a kind of department store sort of thing here. And they do clothes. And those clothes are like fashionable, you know? Not that
Fashion.
fashionable.
I mean, the good news about ponchos is it's essentially a blanket.
That's how I use mine.
But I want to get the right blanket, you know? This drawing is a mess.
I am too looking for the perfect blanket, to be honest.
It's just a blanket looking thing that got a hole in the middle for your head.
I've realised that I too do not know how to draw a cowboy hat.
It's tricky.
The Pringles have deserted me.
The Pringles are gone.
But it is also a wizard's hat, therefore you cannot be wrong.
Yeah, but it looks like neither, so... Damn it.
I think it looks like a Pringles wizard's hat.
I'm going for cowboy hat, not Pringles.
I mean, I could go for Pringles.
Cool.
Oh, somebody said Pringles. Dog wants Pringles now.
Dog keeps forgetting and then remembering that there was food.
Food.
You almost think you never fed poor puppy.
Okay, we're gonna leap into this. Consequences be damned. Because there are so many consequences for getting a drawing wrong.
I'm just gonna mute for a bit.
No, that's a cute dog.
Very upset puppy.
Give them scratches. I'm trying to think, how do you... Problem is, I was thinking about this the other day, right? Wizards. Imagine a wizard in your head. Imagine a wizard. Everybody imagine a wizard.
I am imagining.
Fantastic. Why?
Just
Is
in
my
general,
question.
or
Why? Why is that what you saw?
previously
asked me to say
established
something?
tropes.
But this is the thing, is like there's this kind of established idea of what a wizard would look like because of these sort of pre-established tropes. But if you think about what a wizard does, there's no real reason any of the visual stuff needs to be there. Like it doesn't serve a purpose for what a wizard does it? Like maybe a staff, maybe that might be useful, but big hat, long robes, it's not really. I don't know. It's just one of those weird things where it's like I'm surprised other things haven't come along. Because of Disney and Lord of the Rings, yeah. It's like, if you're creating a fantasy world, why not think of how wizards would dress there based on what they do? maybe your wizards are doing potions, and as a consequence, really don't want long sleeves.
I mean, I just figured it was partially based off of how essentially old regalia from like church.
Yeah,
I think the big
Church
hats, they used to be like
priest.
academic hats or something. Didn't we talk about this before?
Yeah, so it's like academic hats and what you'd see them wearing in academic stuff, which sort of makes sense, seeing as the wizards here are just feral academics.
Yeah. But like in this world, there's no reason that hat needs to be worn by academics. The academics in this world could wear fezzes. Or veils. I don't know, they could wear whatever. Maybe they don't need a
Yeah,
hat.
but
We already have people in this world with mortarboards, and they're not academics, they're cults. Cultists, I should say. I want to do something clever with the lasso as well. East Asian wizards too, though? Long beards, long robes? Still going for
Yeah,
funny hats
but
to break
also
the
the long beard and the long robe is again sort of associated with academia.
Give them no
I
hats and
mean,
2 heads. Model them after Zaphod Beeple
like academia, and also just, again, like this whole, like, the academia usually come from people who do like religious worship, like priests and such, even in East Asia, and mostly, like, generally speaking, everywhere. So the long robes kind of come with it, unless, you know.
And I guess it depends on the religion as well.
Yeah, it does depend on the religion, but like in most religions there is like a precedent for like either religious figures or some other type of magic figure which also comes from religion. um yeah, there is no real reason to like associate them with that, but then again, like wizard is like a very Western thing also, because once, like, that's also just Western perspective speaking, because once you look at things that you might call wizards in other cultures, then you start using words like shaman or something like that, which I don't know if that's appropriate, because in my mind that's an entirely different thing, but it might also be an appropriate thing for a wizard, but that has entirely different connotations. Like shaman and priest and, those kinds of things. Does
I'm
that
going to
make sense?
interrupt Chibi's history times by saying I hate this drawing. I'm going to stop. Yeah, no, that's yeah, interesting. This is why I like asking questions like this that I don't know the answers to.
I mean, I also don't know. That's just like my, what I'm thinking right now. Like,
I mean, at the very least, Chris, you've made something very silly.
Now, do they ride the flying doors when they catch them? I don't know.
I mean, we've also designed these cow things that may or may not be wizard steeds, so.
well, I don't know if they'll let the wizards ride them.
I don't think the wizards want to try. They're mad, but they're not stupid.
was sitting here trying to figure out why, when I was sketching things, nothing was showing up. It's because I had accidentally
Selected
color
the pixel?
picked the white background.
Yeah.
It's one of the two. You're either drawing in white or you've selected a single pixel. Never both.
What's the thing called? What's the animal called that is stingray? That's what it's called.
Stingray. You need a beard. You don't have a beard. You might have a beard. But it's under your bandana. Got a big nose.
Because I was thinking, like, siren, but then it was like, sirens having, like, being the half, like, bird. Then was like, what's the closest to wings we can get in the water? And then my mind went to rays.
Sort of rays, yeah. Siren. Yeah, that deserved that silence.
I don't know how that would work physically. Trying to figure that out.
Oh, hang on, I know.
How did arms work?
Poncho, but extremely long flowing poncho. That's wizard. Excessively long poncho.
It's kind of like...
Poncho that's like a cape.
Ponch cloak. Oh no, this one's... Oh no, hang on. That's just a jellyfish with some spots on the top and a thing in the middle. I saw that as a sad clown face. Oh no.
To be fair, it's kind of right.
Oh no.
I didn't mean it to be a sad clown.
I
But it
don't
was
have...
supposed to be sad.
I don't have a brain.
Because I was kind of thinking of, like...
Yeah, well...
You know, jellyfish are kind of that form because they don't have a brain and they don't really need it. They, you know... They get sensory input through all other means. So I was like, it's kind of, you know, you don't need to give it eyes, you just need to give it a mouth so it can speak to you. So they just have mouths.
But they don't have brains, so the mouths are just going...
They
Well-
speak jellyfish.
I mean, they don't have a centralized brain. It's like Chibi said, everything is... They've got sensory bits all over the place. It's not really centralized thinking, it's just reaction. That's why touching them is so dangerous, because they just automatically go, oh, sensory reaction, soup.
Yeah, so if you just give them a means of talking, they will talk. Maybe. These ones do. That's my logic behind it.
Okay, very long poncho. That classic floating rope. What else?
I mean, it's a wizard.
Cowboy wizard hat.
The rope could be floating.
Exactly. It's the old the old standing rope trick. I guess a gun, but like a wizard gun.
Should we really give the wizard a gun?
No.
No.
Would they have already gotten the gun? Maybe. However, I did see this, and I am going to put it in Discord, mostly for Christy. It's just that was on my search for cowboy.
Oh my goodness! It's my taco.
Saw an ad for the game Wizard with a Gun. I forgot about that. Yeah. I remember seeing that. Did that come out? I guess if there's an ad for it, probably. Yeah, that had. I remember it had a really cool animated trailer. Yeah, I just thought I saw that and thought of you, Christy.
It's such a little gremlin.
So now I'm scrolling down the cowboy search. I'm starting to get the sexy cowboys.
Good.
I thought you
I
had gotten that
mean-
already.
Sexy wizard cowboy.
Have
Could
you ever
happen.
seen a not sexy cowboy?
I mean, they don't have to be wearing anything under the poncho.
The 3D modelers just went, nothing's gonna be seen under here anyway. We're just gonna make nondescript.
I gave them quite a svelte sort of silhouette. Maybe I should make them buffer or something, I don't know. This is not my area of expertise, cowboys or sexy. I do silly.
I mean, you've gotten wizards, and sort of the theme of wizard was just nonsense, so silly works.
Oh yeah, we can't do sexy. There's already a sexy wizard.
Yeah, no. You
There can
don't
only
need
be
it.
there can only be one sexy wizard.
Also, there's already a buff wizard, so that's
That
right
too.
out.
Yep.
So just cowboy wizard. No other adjectives.
Okay, it has rope for catching the door. How does it catch the handles? Also, I have just thought of these handle spiders. Have I just invented an SCP?
Yes.
Just a thing that pretends to be a door handle, and then when you try and turn the door, it comes off and its legs skitter around, and it just freaks you out.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like an SCP.
Hmm.
How do arms work?
They don't.
I'll probably just have a net, probably. Magic. And pneumatics.
I mean, this is life and death I'm sketching here, so I imagine magic is involved.
Okay, more magic, less pneumatics.
The life space acorn shape is very simple. So long as you're not trying to get all the flowers drawn in.
Yeah.
Death, however, like,
Is a mess.
weird thistle crap going on here.
Yes, they're lovely designs, but yeah. Again, the 3D modeler will be swearing. What did I do? I don't know. How do cowboys work? How do wizards work? Oh, yes. Okay. The staff, I guess, is the net.
Hmm. What should they be holding to?
I don't know what mechanical purpose this character serves, other than they have a quest where you have to catch some bits of a door so that they can get their door to go back to the thing. Their doors run away.
That does. I mean, listen, I don't know what mechanical purposes my characters serve. They're just dancing jellyfish.
Maybe you can like ask this wizard to help install doors in other locations. So it's like, okay,
Maybe,
yeah, we have the one wizard door here, but it would be really convenient to also have a wizard door here. Can you help install a wizard door here so that I've got easier access to wizard door?
Okay, so you see them around and they sort of like make shortcuts and, or ways back to the wizard place. And maybe you can have a sort of thing where, because I think Kiro had this idea of there's like the safe room in this world you get to via the weird doors. And there's just like a kind of a single room that you get to through the wizard doors. Maybe like as you go along, if you do things for this wizard, you can like, or certain quests, or you'll find them as certain hidden items, or you catch them or whatever. You get the constituent bits of a door, and then once you have enough bits for a door, you can just put one of those doors where you want. And then it's just like, okay, I've put my own save point here. Which sounds like you could break the game with it, but that's not our problem.
I mean, it could also work like a like Fiora's Wind in Ocarina of Time, where so in Ocarina of Time you've got some locations that you can go to, like teleport to via your song stuff, but also you can use Fiora's Wind to set a spot where that's where you travel to, but you can only do it once. So I've mainly seen it in game wise. It's maybe not the most useful thing unless you've gotten to an area where you haven't gotten a song yet near it. But I've seen it used a lot with people who do randomizers, where once they have Fiora's Wind, it's like, right, I can now more safely dip into a dungeon, see what's in the dungeon. Even if I don't have everything that I need to get through the dungeon, I can get halfway through the dungeon, be all right, I've found some items, but not enough for me to get all the way through. Pop down Fiora's Wind, get out of the dungeon, go do some other things, and then you can pick back up right where you left off instead of having to go through the entire thing again. So having I can plop my door down here and then remove the door.
Yeah, you can get enough stuff for 2 doors, which are basically, okay, how about this? You don't get enough stuff for 2 doors. What you get is enough stuff for 2 halves of the same door. And you can put those 2 halves in different places. Thereby opening one half will allow you to travel through the other half. It's the same door, it just so happens that the 2 halves are in different places. that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I'm just sort of laughing at the idea of like, I know by half you mean like probably more like front half and back half, but I'm imagining more like top half and bottom half.
Oh yeah.
Like put the bottom half of the door somewhere, top half of the door somewhere else.
It's like a stable door. That makes sense.
Then when you install both of them, it's just the whole door there. Which is really silly, but also so are wizards.
Yes. What about the hair? I wanted to have hair to cover the eyes, but I don't really know how the rest of it works. Mullet?
Yes.
Oh, I like them less now. This is a wizard with a mullet. How many wizards are there with mullets?
This one.
Just this one.
Just this one. I'm a pioneer in awful design decisions. As if you guys didn't know that already.
And it doesn't have to be a mullet.
I think it should.
So we've got one for yay and one for nay. I like the idea of this, the net being the staff there. I'm happy with that. Good old twisty wood. Oh, maybe it wraps back around itself. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Shouldn't say that about my own stuff, but I like it.
Like your own stuff.
Yeah.
It's good.
No!
Too late. I've already decided.
You've already decided that I like it.
Yes. Exactly.
I'm gonna put, for literally no reason, a spur on the end of the hat.
Good. That's exactly the kind of nonsense a wizard would do.
They have spurs on his shoes?
I mean, it's like all of the random cogs you see on like steampunk attire that just is glued on and does nothing.
I just feel like this is a floppy hat, right? It now has like a spiked disc on the end of it.
Yeah, it's not
This
a
is
smart
dangerous.
idea. Like, I hope they're wearing like good cover on their back, because otherwise that's gonna be a mess.
They got the massive poncho.
That's good.
I mean, to be fair, most spurs aren't sharp. Like you're not going to cut your finger on them.
I mean, still, if it like regularly like, because I imagine like it's a floppy hat, so it swings back and forward like every step. I imagine. So like, maybe it's not like sharp and won't hit the first time, but like a continuous like tapping of a semi-sharp object against bare skin will do something.
I was watching a thing about the evolution of shields over the medieval era, and talking about how like shields were affixed and the different shapes that they were, and so on and so forth, and sort of traditional sort of Viking, the Norse shields were just sort of big round things with the metal bit in the middle. Eventually, they became sort of taller and more curved, so it's easier to deflect things. But by making them taller, if you're riding on horseback, it's constantly banging into your leg. And the person who was talking about it was like in a reenactment thing, and basically was saying there was one occasion where I had to do a lot of horse riding, like over the course of many hours in a day for the reenactment thing, and by the end of it, my knee was literally bleeding.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it doesn't have to be sharp to cause, with enough banging, anything can cause you to bleed. That's what I'm saying. I think the music has ended. No, it hasn't. It's just very quiet. Let's skip it. So yeah, I can imagine a spur would be a little worse. It would spur things on rather faster. That's almost a joke.
I'm not really sure what they should be holding on to here.
Oh yeah, let's look what everyone else is doing. There's life and death. They have orb.
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 Well,
Spinfish.
trying to have just mark where their hands are joined near or around a thing. I just don't know what the thing should be. So right now it's just orb.
Orb. There's always got to have an orb. This is a fantasy story. Got to have an orb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next question is what is the orb though?
We haven't had MacGuffin yet, so
You
have to
don't
wait for
have
that.
to think of that.
that's not your problem. Problem.
Also, I think I just made life taller than death.
Death hunches.
Although I actually don't know their relative heights to each other.
Yeah, no, there hasn't been a drawing with both of them in. Maybe Death's absolutely tiny.
That would make the fight against them very interesting.
Yeah, just this tiny, like, rabid, feral monster. They're trying to fight a squirrel. Oh, there are so many things I've drawn for this that I really want to actually draw properly. And this isn't one of them, but it's just making me think, I don't have time to do all the things I want to do. And everybody else is coming up with ideas that I want to draw. Somebody commissioned me just to do all of the Project VS stuff.
I mean, we could.
No, save your money.
And now Chibi has also got commissions open.
Somebody commissioned Chibi to do all the Project VS stuff.
Oh, yeah, you could. From now on, you can pay me to make a beautiful render of a normal cow.
I want a photorealistic picture of a normal cow.
Yeah. I mean, right now the only thing that's sort of floating in my head as that might be interesting for someone to draw, well, only things, is one, what I've sent you over, Chris, for stupid doodles.
Doodles.
And then there's basically a meme. So was playing quite a bit of Hades last year. And one of the streamers I watch has also been playing through Hades. And during one of her streams of it, we got to the point, we got to a part where it's like, talking about Zagreus's family, more specifically his grandmother, and it's like, who doesn't know who he is for the majority of the game. And so it's like, okay, the Anastasia scene. This grandmama, it's me, Anastasia. Except with Zagreus, because silliness.
Amazing.
I need to watch Anastasia, Chris.
I also need to know anything about Hades. Like, this is... None of this is from the 1960s. What are you talking about? Although Twitter seems to think that I should do Hades. Almost everything Twitter wants to recommend me is Hades or D&D. And I don't know why.
Do you follow Dark?
I don't think so.
I mean, Hades is a good game. It's just not from that time frame, on account of the fact that there weren't really any video games from that time frame, I don't think. I think Pong came later. Yeah, Pong 1972.
Cat. Chris.
Hello.
So, no video games from the 60s.
What? Oh, there's a person. Hello. Cheerios before milk. I agree. Like your stuff. Thank you very much. Very nice. It's very kind of you. There's also other people drawing. Don't worry about the cows.
They're very normal.
They're perfectly normal cows.
Oh, I knew it.
You knew
I
it?
did the thing again.
Oh, you've been drawing and it hasn't been showing up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Aggie.
But I get
Honestly.
to see cute new stuffs.
Those cute new things.
Yeah. I was
Like
wondering
spinning
why
fish.
that your drawing wasn't progressing. So I had my suspicion that something was up.
Have you been drawing as well? Because I haven't seen anything since Quee's dog.
Yeah, I made the dog into my dog.
Oh.
Yeah, this is Aggie.io, which you can
Yeah.
just pull up in your browser.
Yeah, it's just a browser thing.
Yeah, you can draw with it and with multiple people in it. That was barely a sentence, but I hope you get what I mean.
Thanks.
And thank you for the follow. Yeah, hang on, let me get let me copy the URL that there, the Kiro's there. Fantastic, great. Kiro, as usual, ahead of the curve. Yeah, you just go there, you open up a room and you get going. It's a good time. Just share the link with whoever you want to draw with, and it's there.
I like this candy jellyfish.
They spin.
Yeah,
Mm.
I drew them as a random shape, and then I was like, this thing wouldn't really be able to swim normally. It just go in circles.
Just goes in circles with the current.
Yeah.
Follows the current and then reorients itself when it's going in the wrong direction. That's
Yeah.
that's all it does.
They think they're swimming very fast. They're not, but they believe.
That's what matters.
I mean, they could be. They're just not moving very fast.
Why do I love them already?
Because they're great.
Because they are cute.
Yeah.
I have to try it sometime. Yeah. I'm a bit lurking. Lurking's good. I'm usually a lurker in streams.
How dare you?
That means you say that. Your stream, I don't bloody shut up.
I mean, you've got a sword in mine, but that's because bots.
Got to fight off the bots, although it has been a while since I've caught one of your streams live, so I'm pretty useless with the sword.
I think most people are useless with a sword.
That's fair. It's not a common skill nowadays.
Unfortunately.
Back in my day, we were taught, we had double broadsword lessons after PE.
I just think that if sword duels were common again, some people might finally shut up.
I don't think so. I think honestly quite a lot of sword duels back in the day happened because people didn't shut up.
Ragdoll, I really love your slime cat. It's going wee in my mind. I know it's being stuck in slime, but
I said at the beginning, it's like, look at him. It's a good pose.
Yeah, just stretched out. I mean, cats are liquid, so now this one's just in liquid.
I don't like the implication that it might, like, you know, you put a liquid in a liquid, they mix. I don't like the idea of a cat and a slime mixing. It's upsetting.
Well, tabby slimes are a thing in Slime Rancher, so why not?
They are. Is that just what happens when the cat goes in the slime? They just become one.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. The dark lore of Slime Rancher. Click here. You won't believe where. I can't remember anything from Slime Rancher. You also often lurk because of anxiety. Anxiety is a bugger, and whatever you can do to feel better about it, do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's. Door catching cowboy wizard. I guess it's door boy.
Door boy. Sounds way less impressive.
It does rather. Well, the thing is, if you look at the word cowboy, it's not an impressive word.
No.
Well, that's
the worst.
because it wasn't meant to be.
It's the worst superhero ever. Like,
it's not even superhero. It's the sidekick.
yeah.
The worst sidekick you can think of.
It's like Pneumonia Man and Cowboy. Like, it's just the worst duo you can think of. I don't know why Pneumonia and Cow would go together, but then again, why do Bats and Robins? Who knows?
So, just the idea of Pneumonia Man. He is a superhero?
It's questionable. They have the license, but no one's really sure.
Like, do they cause pneumonia?
No one wants to get close enough to find out, really. I think that's how they work. Like, they just, I'm Pneumonia Man. Oh, God, run away.
Why?
This is get people away from the scene of a crime.
Except for the sneezes.
I mean, that is one of the origin stories of why Batman is Batman. Because when a giant bat thing comes out of the middle of the darkness and kicks your ass, that's frightening.
Oh, right. I thought you meant because
Yeah.
bats have a lot of diseases.
But like
Sorry, miss.
that's at least like 50% the costume. Cause seeing that in the middle of the night, weird, terrifying kind of mixes. But like, what would Pneumonia Man even dress like?
New homework assignment.
A dirty bed sheet.
Sign Pneumonia Man.
I guess it dresses in like sort of akin to like smallpox blanket. Kind of.
But it's
So they're just walking around covered in bloody bed sheets. Lovely.
Oh no.
Yeah, this is a hero, right?
I was about to ask again.
It only goes after bad guys. That's why it's a hero.
I don't know.
They're a hero because they're not actively trying to do something bad.
They
do, however, constantly have pneumonia.
Makes you not a villain, I guess.
Yeah, there's no real classification for what they are, so people just say hero. They're a hero on a technicality.
The best kind of hero. I don't think I want to see Pneumonia Man. No, I don't either.
I don't think anyone wants to see Pneumonia Man. If you see Pneumonia Man, you run.
Yeah.
Cover your face and run. Is pneumonia? I know nothing about pneumonia. I should point this out. I don't know why I chose this as an example. It's not contagious, is it? What is good pneumonia? Help!
I was thinking
Pneumonia, I believe, is water in the lungs.
Right. Okay. So you can't. We're gonna get into
It's
SCP territory if I finish that sentence.
Of something else.
If you've got the flu, it's easy to get pneumonia.
Right.
You're also more likely to develop pneumonia if you're older, because basically when you're older, you're more likely for any part of your body to just go right and not doing this.
That's fair. Well, it's not fair, but it's annoying. But it's understood. I'm gonna replace that in my lexicon. Instead of saying that's fair, I'm just now gonna say understood.
Roger.
Roger. Roger.
Yo, I'm tired, so I might stop
Yeah,
for today.
It's probably a good time to stop. Am I the only person drawing?
Yeah.
Well, you could have said, I've just been shading the cow, the pneumonia man.
You wanted to see the cowboy wizard. It was important.
I've basically finished like 10 minutes ago. We could have stopped.
You were talking about Pneumonia Man. It was...
Yeah, and we really would have missed that, wouldn't we?
It was a good conversation.
And this is a good sketch, so ha.
Are you talking about the drawing or the idea of a pneumonia man sketch? The sketch show.
Yes.
Right, well. That's Project Via done for another week. Obviously, we talked about nothing but. As is tradition.
Yep.
We will do more of this next Sunday. Or I'll be back on Tuesday. Same time, we'll carry on Neo. I can't remember what we did last time.
Yes.
The cat got gooped,
Oh yeah, the cat
Cat
got
in the
gooped.
hat.
Oh, cat. Poor cat.
but I don't remember if that was last stream or the stream before.
I've also spelled something wrong in the scroll. I've just realised that's annoying. Oh dear. Anyway. Yeah. So morning on Tuesday, Wednesday. Assuming it's not absolutely boiling. I am going to attempt to draw and rank every Elden Ring boss. Ignoring duplicates, so that cuts about 100 out. It's still a lot though. I don't know what we're doing on Saturday because we're not all here for Raft. We'll find out. We'll work something out. And then yeah, Sunday more Project Fear. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming along. Hope you had a lovely time.
Yay. Always lovely time.
Lovely times. Have a grand old time, everyone. And look after yourselves. Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Bye.